given a lot of thought to what it means to grow older. I've worked with older adults for 30 years, and that's challenged me to reflect a lot on that. And so I wanted to present what I think I've grown to understand about aging and how faith and our spiritual traditions can influence the way we think about aging. So because I'm the kickoff speaker, and because it's about 7 minutes to 9, and because we're all still waking up, we have to start with at least one interactive question. And this interactive question is, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? And I'd like a few shout outs about what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about growing older. Anybody want to shout out?
Pain.
Pain. All right. Anybody else? I'm not hearing what.
Less able.
Less able.
Still alive.
Limited mobility.
Limited mobility. Slowing down. Uselessness.
Stress.
Lack of hearing. What was that one in the back?
More fun.
More fun. Anybody else?
Stress.
Stress, loneliness. Higher cost. Frustration.
Good memory.
Good memory, and sometimes not so good memory back there.
Wiser.
Wiser. You know, this audience is not much different than the audiences out in the public. I think I'm a little sad about that. I thought maybe a whole room of people who are interested in spirituality and aging might come up with more positive words. I gave this talk at a church recently, or I should say an abbreviated version of this talk at a church lately. And guess what? I heard about 15 negative terms about aging, similar to the ones you threw out there, before we ever got to any positive attribute about growing older. So that's something we want to think about today. So this is a very interesting word cloud, and if you're not familiar with word clouds, the larger the word, the more frequently the word was mentioned in a survey or as a theme. And this particular one is from Fact or Fiction, which is a report by the Australian Human Rights Commission. And the question there, you can see, is over 2,000 Australians were asked about how the media portrays older people. Well, the big ones there are forgetful, slow, frail, vulnerable, grumpy, sick. Those were the most common words as reflected in that word cloud. Now, these are the stereotypes we live with on a daily basis, and our older adults live with on a daily basis, and the result of these stereotypes is discrimination. And those people, now these 2,000 Australians were anywhere from 18 years old all the way into older adulthood, and the older adults said that they experienced discrimination, a large percent of them, and they described this discrimination not just as being turned down as for a position at a job, but as being ignored, treated with disrespect, and subjected to jokes about growing older.